Hi, I'm Dan, and welcome again to my dining room table here, where we have conversations about things that matter, especially in the second half. We've talked about the reflection that we typically will have happen in the second half, where we think back over things. We talked about life being a curriculum that has shaped us, and experiences and what we believe about them has shaped us. But today I want to tell you about something else that shapes us. Not only is it our own stories that we have from these experiences and little narratives that we've got, but we actually are impacted and shaped by other people's stories. For example, a couple of people have told me about these amazing cruises to Alaska, and they see the icebergs. And I've listened to their story, and I have adopted that as, boy, that sounds exciting. I'd love to do that. And so I've actually heard their story and their experience, and I've added it to my value system. And so I'm kind of scanning the horizon looking for a good price on an Alaskan cruise because of their story. Or perhaps on a negative way, you've heard someone talk about a very bad experience they had at a store. And have you noticed how you kind of avoid that store? Even though you yourself never had the experience, you're adopting their interpretation of that experience at the store, and you're not going to go there. So this is what we call learning, because you can't experience everything yourself. So of course, you have to learn by listening to other people's experiences. And that's a very important part of learning. But here's the caution. Realize that when you accept someone else's interpretation, that's what you're accepting, is their interpretation of whatever the event was. That Alaskan cruise may not be as fantastic as they said when you actually do the cruise. Or maybe that store didn't turn out to be so bad when you actually walk through the door. So while we learn from other people's experiences, let's be cautious about accepting them and going with it without checking things out. And folks, this is the danger of gossip. You hear someone else talking about something that happened, and you hear a negative report about somebody else. Be very cautious about accepting that as gospel truth before you add that to your perception of these people. Anytime you hear negative things, you need to hold it in a pause mode. In fact, the scripture is very clear about this. You do not accept anything without 2 or 3 witnesses. And that's to prevent us from jumping to conclusions or spreading gossip about people. So we are shaped not only by our own experiences and our own stories, we are shaped by other people's stories. So part of the reflection that you need to do in the second half is be aware of how much you have believed without checking other people's stories. Let's be cautious about this. Let's be wise about it. And we'll talk some more next time.